Thank you so much for coming out today. I know your time is valuable. I know you all have a lot of things on your schedules. We are just really, really excited about this store opening. I hope when you go inside, you're equally as excited as we are. This won't take long, as I said. My name is Chon, and I'm the Corporate Communications and Community Relations Manager for Corporate Communications and Community Relations Manager for Save-A-Lot. First, I would like to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. And come on. I was kind of holding out. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. I think I've told a few of you about how excited I am about this store, mainly because I grew up in this neighborhood, probably about 4 blocks the other way, and I remember when this was another grocery store, and it actually was a member of the community, and I shopped at in this very plaza with both my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and my mom, along with a bunch of siblings and all of that stuff, but we won't get into that because I'm the favorite. But you know, the interesting thing is we always talk about at Save-A-Lot how grocery stores really do change neighborhoods. I saw it on the other end when the grocery store left, and how we had to go other places to shop because there were options, but the options changed and they weren't grocery stores. So to see a grocery store when I walked in today, I was really excited. And I hope that you all are excited too. And just to be here with us, we just say thank you for that. So before we get started, I'm going to introduce our Director of Operations for the Midwest region, Glenn Dixon, and he's going to kind of kick our program off and get us started.
Thank you, Chon. Can you guys hear me okay? Good morning, everyone. And again, thank you for joining us for our grand opening celebration. This is our 25th Save-A-Lot store in St. Louis. And of course, as you know, I think St. Louis is our headquarters for the company. And again, as Chon mentioned, I'm the Director of Operations for the Midwest. And it's my pleasure again to open a new store here at Jefferson and Lafayette. And I'd like to acknowledge some of the local officials and state officials which made this happen. Without their support, we couldn't have opened this store. And it would be Senator Jamilah NASHEED. Okay, Jamilah, I'm sorry. Again, I apologize. Let's see, Josh WIESE was the scheduler for the mayor of St. Louis. Lewis Reed is the president of the Board of Aldermen here, and Christine Ingrassia is the alderman for this location. Jorge Repodidi is the executive director of the Case de la Salud, and Phil Hussey is the president of Green Street Investors, which helped us develop the overall site. We really do appreciate that. You know, this site really represents for us Save-A-Lot's commitment to the community here and providing food and great tasting food for less for the overall community. It's really gratifying to be able to see firsthand how this store will make a shopping difference for the community here and for the people that live and work here. Again, it gives moms and dads and our senior citizens a grocery store within walking distance, allowing them to be able to shop within the neighborhoods that they live in. At Save-A-Lot, we believe in providing access to great food, hiring great people, and saving our customers money without sacrificing quality. And I would tell you that, you know, as a part of the overall hiring process, we worked with a lot of different community organizations here, and we had like 250 people turned out for the first day of hiring here. So it was a great turnout for the community. We had some great applications. We hired 25 to 30 people as a start, and looking forward hopefully to hiring more as the store grows. I would also want to acknowledge our store manager is Christine Fink is here, and Mike Shilley is our district sales manager, who's done a great job over the last 3 weeks in putting this thing together. And again, it's all about taking care of the community and making sure that that the community and the people that live in the community have a place to shop here in the area. At this time, I'd like to introduce Phil Hussey, the president of Green Street Investors.
Thank you, Glenn, and likewise, we are, as a developer, this is kind of what makes it all worthwhile. We're excited to have Save-A-Lot here, and most importantly, to introduce shopping back into the community. We think it's integral to having a healthy environment and really having a true community, which we're blessed with really a great neighborhood here. It is awesome to see what we've created. It feels good. You know, when we started, this was a pretty tired picture that we had to somehow transform, and I think it turned out better than what I had imagined. And part of that is we had a great architect, Brent Crittenden, and Ben Meyer, who's here today, who ran the project. So my hat's off to you guys for turning out a great product that makes it really feel good. I'd like to recognize there were a lot of people involved in what we pulled off here, and it was really a team effort. It starts with the city, because without their support, a lot of what we do is hard to underwrite and make the rents work. So St. Louis Development Corporation, the Mayor's Office, Board of Aldermen, TIF Commission, those were all integral parts of making this come together and become a reality. And having a Save-A-Lot is what drives that TIF and makes it all work. So we're very appreciative of what the city has done here. And Lafayette Square, you know, they're a great community that is concerned about what we produce, you know, in a good way. And so we have spent a fair amount of time, and we've tried to engage all the tenants here to hire from the community. And I think Save-A-Lot has done, you know, an outstanding job. You know, the job fairs that they've conducted on behalf of engaging the community, I think, are outstanding and is a good reflection of their corporate spirit of hiring from the community. You know, another important part is the financing. We have People's National Bank, who is our lender on the project. We also had the support of the Carpenters Union, helped us on the acquisition, and they've been a great support of ours in terms of redeveloping sites throughout the metropolitan area. John Stewart and Julie Larimore are here. Thank you for your wonderful support. We have IFF that was also played an integral role in supporting us, and they really are focused on food deserts and bringing to life this element that really changes the community. Thank you for your wonderful help. And then we've got a great team at Green Street, starting with my partner, Kevin Morale. Thank goodness I found him, because I needed a partner to pull this thing off, and this is the first deal we did together, and thank you, Kevin. Brian Pratt kind of headed up all of our public incentives that made this a reality, along with Bill Keeling, who represented us on the TIF. We have a great attorney that helped us through all the leases, Jim Atkins, thank you. My son Pete, who did the leasing for us and found all you tenants, so thank you, Pete. Sam, who kind of coordinated all the financing and pulled these integral pieces together. He's kind of the guy behind the scenes that makes it all work, so thank you, Sam. So, you know, part of what we have created here is not just a fresh look to the community, but we've got some good elements here that I think offer services that I feel really good about. And we've got one more vacancy, which I think we'll have filled here very shortly. We're about 93% leased. We also did this as a LEED project, which we feel good about too, because energy and how you impact the environment around you are important. So we have solar, 87 kW on this building that will, over the life of the deal, will save about $250,000 in terms of energy cost. So that's just one thing that we did here. High efficiency heating, lighting, LED lighting outside, rain gardens, those are just some of the elements. White TPO roof, so a lot of good things here. And I'd like to recognize Bill Kling, who is from People's National Bank, who supported us. But he always brings the money, so thank you, Save-A-Lot. We look forward to a great period of time having you here and growing with the community. Thank you.
And now I'm going to ask Josh WIESE to come up and say a few words on behalf of the mayor's office.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There we go. I steal that out of the Charlie Dooley playbook. Those of you who have seen Charlie understand what I'm saying. Unfortunately, Mayor Slay couldn't be with us today, but he did ask me to come along and just offer some brief remarks just to let everyone know that we're very excited to see the Save-A-Lot open here in Lafayette Square. About 3 years ago, the mayor and our office conducted a service project right across the way there in the median. And that was one thing that we all remarked, that there was a disconnect between the neighborhood and what was here at the time, which was nothing, and that was something that needed to be done. And we're very happy to see that that has come to fruition over the 3 years. And I know, kind of like Chon had said, you know, I had seen it many, many years ago. I won't say how many years ago, but yeah, neither will I. I trained at the National that was here. Yeah. So we'll guess how many years ago that was. But it's good to see that it's come back and that it's going to provide it. It's just integral to the neighborhood. And so with that, we're very happy to see it, and congratulations on the opening. Thank you.
I feel like I'm waiting on Auntie M with all the wind. I'm going to ask Christine to come up and say a few words on behalf of the aldermen and the Board of Aldermen and her community. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Christine Ingrassia, 6th Ward Alderwoman. First, I'd like to thank whomever had the idea to put this tent up. That was fantastic. I also would like to say thank you to the former Alderwoman Casey Starr Triplett. It was a difficult row to hoe to get someone interested in this space. I'd like to acknowledge the Gate District East President Mary Sue Rosenthal and Judy Ferber as well with the board. I know I've been working with them for at least 7 years on and off trying to get something here. Very excited about the fresh market concept. This is one of the first times that so many constituents I work with that do not have the luxury of driving to 3 or 4 places like I do to purchase the groceries that they would like to will now have regular access to fresh fruits and vegetables. And so thank you to Green Street to Save a Lot. Looking forward to having a place to walk myself to grab a gallon of milk if I need it, and hope you all continue to support the store. Thanks.
I would like to let you know that we did reach out to Casey. Unfortunately, she was traveling, but she did send her regrets, but her congratulations as well, because we did want to thank her for all of her hard work that she's done on this project. I'm going to ask Senator NASHEED to come up, and then Jorge, you're going to close out our program for us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I, too, was one of those kids that would run around nationals at a tender age of 10 years old. Grew up in Doris Webby housing projects, and we would run up the street and go in, and I was that kid that would peel a banana and not realizing that I had to pay for it. However, I would like to thank each and every one of you partners for taking the initiative to build what we have here today. For too long, over a decade, it was just a vacant and abandoned. And now we have Save a Lot, where individuals can walk in and they can walk back home and they can eat fresh fruit. I mean, that is an amazing thing. Not only did you create this store with individuals who were able to get jobs by way of the construction side of it, you have created permanent jobs for men and women here in the city of St. Louis. So let's give them a round of applause. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank the former Alderwoman Casey Starr Triplett. I was at one of the first meetings that she had, and I tell you, it was rough. It was a rough one for her. Many of them was wanting to have something like a Straub's or something, Dilbert's or something. But the fact of the matter is we have a new development here in the 6th Ward, and if it wasn't for Casey, I don't know where we would be right now, along with the bankers and the developers, as well as the current Alderwoman, as well as the mayor's office. So let's give all of them a round of applause. And again, thank you all for caring. This is a great addition to the Lafayette Square area. Thank you.
And then our community partner, one of the things that we pride ourselves on, and you've heard a lot about providing access to groceries, but we take that one step further and we try to make sure that we connect with our community partners like the St. Louis Area Food Bank, and specifically right here in this neighborhood would be Casa de Salud, to make sure that we are hopefully not only introducing the concept of getting the fresh groceries, but what can you do with those groceries and how can you make some healthy changes to hopefully improve your lifestyle and your children's lifestyle overall. So with that, I'm going to ask Jorge to come up and say a few words on behalf of CASA.
Thank you, Chon. Yeah, for almost 2 years now, we've had a tremendous relationship with Save a Lot. Casa de Salud offers health services for the uninsured, particularly the Latino and foreign-born communities. And as important as those services are, what we're trying also to do is focus on prevention, keep them out of the healthcare system in the first place. And a lot of that revolves around nutrition. So almost 2 years ago then, we reached out to Save-A-Lot, and they will now provide financing and gift cards that allow us every month to buy food from Save-A-Lot, which we then use at St. Louis University, which provides a test kitchen. And we bring together a group of usually 12 adults and 10 kids to have classes about nutrition, healthy cooking, how you can take the products that are available here at very modest prices and use them to feed you and your family in a nutritious way, thereby creating prevention and keeping everybody healthy. And the fact that Save-A-Lot was stepped up to the table and did that for us, tremendous for my organization, and more importantly, a real boon to the population that we serve. And now with the opening of this store here, in the midst of a lot of the people that we serve, it creates just another opportunity for St. Louis to be a healthy region. So my thanks to Save-A-Lot for the wonderful partnership, one that I hope continues for many years. Thank you.
I told you we would keep it quick. So thanks again for everyone for coming out. So there's one more thing that we do. It's a bit of a tradition. I know you saw the invitation and it said dollar cutting ceremony, and some of you were like, what happened to the ribbon? Well, we don't use a ribbon because we're Save-A-Lot and we like to recycle. So we use this thing called a dollar. But in all seriousness, we use the dollar because, as you'll see when I ask you to come up for your photo op, it signifies the savings that our customers do save when they come into our store and they shop on a daily basis. So we kind of got rid of the ribbon and we've introduced a dollar. So I would love for all of you to come up that have spoken, and we just want to get a couple of pictures.